students, in this lesson we'll talk about democracy. Being a citizen of democratic country, everyone should know what the democracy is and what are its key features. And we will also get to know about the derivation or the origin of this word. So let's get started. Let's move to the next slide. So in the first section, we are going to discuss about the origin of the word democracy, that from where this word has came from. So this word has came from two words, demos and kratos. Both of these words are Greek words. Okay, both of these words are Greek words. That means democracy is the word which is derived from the Greek words demos, which means people, and kratos, which means rule. In this part, what did you get? That is people's rule. Democracy, people's rule. That means democracy is a form of government. Yes, democracy is a form of government where people participate directly or indirectly in governing the country. Okay, so what will be the appropriate definition of it? Democracy is a form of government in which people govern themselves either directly or through representative. Yes, in India we have representative form of democracy. We elect our representative and then that representative is governing the country on our behalf. Okay, I hope you got it. Now, relating to the definition of democracy, one image is very popular. That is Abraham Lincoln. I hope you all are aware of him earlier. So, who was he? Abraham Lincoln was 16th President of United States and also he led the nation during American Slavery War and he was the one who abolished slavery. But here I am talking about democracy, so let's discuss about it. He defined democracy in a very easiest manner which you can remember very easily. So what is democracy? According to him, democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. It is government of the people. What does it mean? We are the one who is participating in forming the government. So it is our government and the representative whom we are electing, they are working for us. That means they are working for us. That means they are the government for the people. That means we are electing it. We are electing the government. We are electing our representative. So it is the government of the people and we are doing it. We are forming the government directly or indirectly. So it is by the people and the representative whom we are electing are working for our welfare. Okay, so they are for the people. So ultimately, what did you get? People are the basic component of democracy. Without the participation of people, we cannot imagine democratic country. Okay, so I hope you got it and I think it is the most easiest definition of democracy that one can remember for his or her lifetime. So now we will talk about key elements of democracy. In this lesson, we are going to learn what are the special features of democracy that makes it different from other forms of government. So we are going to do that. So I will talk about the most important point and that is very important, that we have right to speech. That means we have to express our views regarding government's policies. and how the government is working, how the government is governing ourselves. Because ultimately we have chosen them for governing ourselves, for the welfare of the people, for the welfare of the country. So we have right to express our views. It can either be positive or negative. I'm not saying that you have to express only positive views or you have to express only negative views. It is not like that. We have chosen our government. Now we have right. We will praise the government or we will criticize the government. If the government is doing something wrong or something that is not beneficial for the society, then ultimately we will criticize them, and we have also right to change them, but according to some procedure. Okay. And if I have said that we have freedom of speech, that doesn't mean you will go to someone and start abusing him or her. It is not like that. I just told you that about the government policies you can express your views. Okay. So this is the first point. Now the next is people has right to get equal treatment. Suppose our Prime Minister is doing something illegal and the same offense is done by a middleman. Then what will be the punishment? Is there anything which is different for Prime Minister? No, it is not like that. A Prime Minister and that middleman will get the same punishment according to the law, because everyone is equal before the eyes of law. No one is upper caste or no one is lower caste. Okay, so nobody is superior or nobody is inferior here. So everyone will get punishment according to law. Okay, you cannot expect that if you are very rich you will not get punishment. Okay, it is not like that. Everyone is equal before law. Everyone is equal before law. That means they will get equal treatment if they are doing anything wrong. Okay, so for any offense a middleman is also punishable and a Prime Minister is also punishable for that. Next is every citizen has to abide by the constitution. That means we have a written constitution where every law has been mentioned. Okay, every law are mentioned there and every citizen has to abide by it. Everyone has to obey it. Okay, it is not like that a Prime Minister is not obeying it because he or she is in the power. It doesn't like that. Okay, it is not like that. So every citizen has to obey the constitution. And just I am giving you a small fact about it, that in India we have the lengthiest constitution, we have the lengthiest written constitution ever. Okay, so now the fourth point is conflicts are resolved according to laws. If there are places where something illegal is happening, then there conflicts will be solved according to the laws. Okay, so there will be no any third person will be taking the decisions for it. There are people who are appointed for it. Okay, there are judiciary, there are district courts, there are high courts, or there are supreme courts. So they are appointed for it. So everyone has to be abide by the law, and every conflicts are resolved according to the laws. Now what are the systems that represent democracy? What are the things that represent democracy, that this country is a democratic country? So in a democratic country there are franchisee. I am not talking about the movies franchisee. Okay, so I am talking about universal adult franchise. What does it mean? I hope you all are around 10 or 12 or some age, but you have not attained 18 years of age. So someday when you will attain, 18 years of age, you will get right to vote. That means you will get a right to elect your representative whom you want to govern the country. So this is universal adult franchise. And all the, I have said universal adult franchise. In India, all the citizens who have attained 18 year of age are considered as adult, and this age is different in different countries. Okay, so this is the system that represent democracy, and it is not like that those citizens who are poor or wealthy or they are from upper class, they will only get the right to vote. Every citizen who has attained 18 years of age, they get right to vote. Okay, but that has to be registered in voters list. Okay, so now let's move to the next topic, that is regular elections. In a democratic country, elections are being held where people can participate to choose their representative. This is the part where people take participation. People's participation is necessary in forming the government. This is how we choose our representative, that is through elections. Because in India we have representative form of democracy, we don't have direct democracy. Okay, so we have representative form of democracy. In this type of democracy, elections are being held after a fixed period of time and then government forms. Okay, so in India, elections are held every 5 years. Okay, are held every 5 years, and it is not like that if I have chosen Narendra Modi ji as a prime minister and people are not liking his work or his policies, then they cannot change him. It is not like that. We are living in a democratic country. If we are not liking the government's work, government's policy, we can change them. But there is another case, that is if you are satisfied with the government. Like, we liked Narendra Modi ji as a prime minister. That's why we voted him back. In the previous slide, I talked about the elections. That elections are held every 5 years and different political parties take part in this elections. So, what are the political parties? What does it mean? So, political party is nothing but a group of people. Okay, there are group of people. It is an organization in which every member of those political parties have similar views. Okay, have similar views, and they also contest election in the want of power. Okay, they want power, and you will be amazed after getting to know that India has more than 2500 political parties which are registered in Election Commission of India. So we get to know about few of them like BJP, Congress, JMM, JDU. Okay, so there are few political parties of which we know. Okay, there are 2500, there are more than 2500 political parties, but we don't know about them. Okay, there are national parties, there are state parties, and many of them are unrecognized party. Okay, so these are the political parties. So political party, I know you get it. What is political party? A political party is a group of people who have similar views on political issues. And also I want to give you an information about it, that every political party who takes part in election always release a manifesto. That means what will they do. So the next topic is some other forms of government. In this one, I will just first talk about monarchy. So earlier I talked about democracy where we elect representative, but in medieval period king or queen were ruling over us. There were no prime minister, no president, there were no representative at all, there were no constitution. And at that point of time, king or queen's decision has to be obeyed by people, had to be obeyed by the people. Why is that? Because they had the absolute power. So, what is monarchy? The form of government in which king or queen has absolute power and the power to rule for life. Why is that? Nobody alive for forever. But in this form of government is hereditary. That means it passes from son to their eldest son, and then from that son to their son. It passes on. So that's why I have written here the power to rule for life. Now we will talk about the next thing, that is dictatorship. Dictatorship, what is it? It is a one-man show. Yes, I can say it in one line that it is a one-man show. In this form of government, all the power of a country rests in one hand, or sometimes a group of people. And dictator, whenever we hear this word, just one image comes to our mind, that is Adolf Hitler of Germany, of Nazi party. Okay, so in this form of government, one person holds all the power, and if people disobey them, or if people disobey him or her, then what happens? They gives brutal punishments for it. People were brutally suppressed under the leadership of a dictator, and Adolf Hitler is one of the most famous dictator ever. Okay, that's why we say, don't be a Hitler, I am not scared of you. Yes, it is like that, because Adolf Hitler was very brutal. He belonged to Nazi party of Germany, and he was what I can say, he was obnoxious at that time. Okay, so what is dictatorship? Dictatorship is a form of government where the power rests with one person or small group of people, and in this people were brutally suppressed, and a dictator never thinks about the welfare of the people.